stop wasting your life. Good evening, everyone. I want you to pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Now, ask yourself a question, and I mean really dig deep. Am I living my life to its fullest potential? Or am I just existing, moving from day to day, letting time slip through my fingers like sand in an hourglass? Think about this: life doesn't owe you anything. It's your job to go out and take control. The reality is no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you your dream life on a silver platter. It's up to you to take massive, decisive action and create the future you want. Let me tell you something: the graveyard is the richest place in the world. It's where dreams that were never pursued, ideas that were never acted upon, and potential that was never tapped are buried. Don't let that be your story. Here's what you need to do, starting right now. Get clear on what you want. Most people drift through life with no clear destination. Clarity is power. Decide what you want, why you want it, and then set your sights on making it happen. Write it down. Make it real. Stop blaming circumstances, your past, or other people. As long as you point fingers, you give away your power. Own your life, good, bad, and everything in between. Destroy your excuses. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. I don't have time, I'm not ready, I'll do it later. Burn those excuses to the ground and take action, no matter how imperfect. Master your time. Time is your most precious resource. Stop wasting it on distractions, meaningless conversations, or mindless scrolling. Every hour is a chance to grow, to create, to move closer to your goals. Use it wisely. Surround yourself with the right people. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your circle isn't lifting you higher, find a new one. Seek out people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. Embrace discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. Fear and uncertainty are not signals to stop, they're signals you're on the right path. Lean into the discomfort and watch yourself grow stronger. Act like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Start now with what you have and take massive, determined action. Your future self is counting on you. The final push. Listen to me, you weren't put on this earth to be average. You weren't designed to coast through life. You were born to make a difference, to live boldly, and to leave your mark on the world. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep wasting time, or are you going to rise up and claim the life you deserve? Remember, you're not just living for yourself. Your potential impacts the lives of everyone around you. If you don't step up, you rob the world of the gifts only you can give. Today you decide. Today you act. Stop wasting your life. Your time is now. Let's go. There's your call to action. What's your first step? Get clear on what you want. Let me ask you something. How can you hit a target you can't see? You can't. That's why clarity is the starting point of all transformation. Most people stumble through life hoping things will get better, yet they've never taken the time to figure out what better even looks like. Hope is not a strategy. Clarity is. If you don't define your goals, you'll live someone else's. Clarity starts with asking yourself powerful questions. What do I want? What truly matters to me? What does success mean in my life? Not according to society, not according to my family, but to me. Don't be afraid to dream big. Your vision should excite you, scare you, and make you leap out of bed every morning. The clearer your vision, the more energy you'll have. Ambiguity drains power. Think about the last time you felt stuck or overwhelmed. Odds are it's because you didn't know what to do or where to go. But the moment you really decide on your goal, everything shifts. Your mind focuses, your actions align, and the universe starts to conspire in your favor. Write it down. If it's not written, it's not real. Take out a pen and paper, not your phone. Not your phone, not your laptop, and write down exactly what you want in vivid detail. Picture it in your mind. Where are you? Who are you with? What does your life look like? Feel the emotions of living that life right now. Let's go deeper. It's not just about the what, it's also about the why. Why do you want this goal? What does it mean to you? What will it give you? If your why isn't strong enough, you'll quit at the first sign of struggle. But when your why is powerful, nothing can stop you. Here's the truth. You don't lack motivation, you lack clarity. When you're crystal clear about what you want and why you want it, motivation becomes automatic. It's no longer a struggle to get up early or stay up late because you know exactly what you're working toward. Most people settle for less because they've never been taught to aim higher. They fear disappointment, so they don't set big goals. But let me tell you something, the only thing worse than failing to reach your dreams is never daring to dream at all. Regret is far heavier than failure. Don't worry about how you'll achieve it just yet. Too many people get stuck on the how and let it paralyze them. The how will reveal itself once you commit to the what, take the first step, and the next step will become clear. You need to train your mind to focus on your desires, not your doubts. Where focus goes, energy flows. Stop obsessing over what you don't want and start visualizing what you do want. Make it a daily practice. The more you focus on your vision, the stronger it becomes. Once you know what you want, share it. Speak it into existence. Tell the world. When you declare your goals out loud, you make them real. You create accountability, and you invite others to support you. You deserve a life that's extraordinary, but it won't happen by accident. It starts with getting clear, so clear that you can see it, feel it, and taste it before it's even real. Make today the day you stop drifting and start designing. Take responsibility for everything. Responsibility is the key to freedom. Let me repeat that. Taking full responsibility for your life is the only way to take control of it. As long as you blame your circumstances, your past, or other people, you are handing over your power. You cannot change what you don't own. Most people walk around carrying a victim mindset, and they don't even realize it. They say things like, I can't do this because of my upbringing, or I'll succeed once the economy improves. Let me tell you something, life doesn't care about your excuses. The moment you blame something outside of yourself, you're giving up control. Responsibility doesn't mean everything is your fault. It means you're choosing to respond to life's challenges in a way that empowers you. Bad things will happen. You will face setbacks, betrayals, and failures. But it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. Stop waiting for the world to change. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. No one is coming to save you. It's not the government's job, your parents' job, or your boss's job to create your dream life. That's on you. Taking responsibility means you stop complaining. Complaining is the language of the powerless. It doesn't solve problems, it only reinforces them. Every time you complain, you're broadcasting to the world, I'm not in control. Choose action over excuses. People often confuse responsibility with guilt. Guilt is destructive, it keeps you stuck. Responsibility is liberating, it moves you forward. When you take responsibility, you're not saying it's my fault. You're saying it's my life, and I'm in charge of making it better. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, what role have I played in creating my current situation? This is not about self-blame, it's about self-awareness. When you take ownership of your role, you unlock the power to change it. Responsibility is about mindset. It's about shifting from why is this happening to me to what can I do about it. One keeps you stuck, the other propels you forward. Stop focusing on what's out of your control and start mastering what's within your control. Here's a secret, the most successful people in the world don't wait for the perfect conditions. They create their own conditions. They don't focus on the obstacles, they focus on the opportunities. And they take 100% ownership of their results. Responsibility requires courage. It's not easy to admit when you've made mistakes or fallen short, but every mistake is a lesson, and every failure is a stepping stone. When you take responsibility, you turn your setbacks into setups for a comeback. It's time to stop playing small. Playing small serves no one, not you, not your family, and not the world. When you take responsibility for your life, you inspire others to do the same. You become a leader, not a follower. The question is, are you ready to take back your power? Are you ready to own your life, your choices, and your future? It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Responsibility is the first step toward greatness. Start today. Destroy your excuses. Excuses are the chains that hold you back from greatness. Every time you make an excuse, you're reinforcing a belief that you're not capable, not worthy, or not ready. Let me tell you something that's a lie. Excuses are just fear dressed up in fancy language. They're the stories we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of progress. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you convinced yourself that you're too busy, too tired, or not talented enough? These excuses feel real in the moment, but they're nothing more than illusions. The truth is, you already have everything you need to start. The first step to destroying excuses is recognizing them for what they are: limitations you've placed on yourself. No one is born with excuses, they're learned behaviors. And just like you learn them, you can unlearn them. But it takes awareness and commitment. Ask yourself, what's my most common excuse? Maybe it's, I don't have time. Let's tackle that one head on. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't isn't time, it's priorities. If something truly matters to you, you'll find the time. Period. Another common excuse is, I'm not ready. Listen carefully, you'll never feel 100% ready. Growth happens outside of readiness. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Start where you are with what you have and figure the rest out as you go. Fear is often the root of excuses. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But here's the secret: fear doesn't mean stop. Fear means go. Fear is a sign that you're stepping into something bigger than yourself. Embrace it. Let it fuel you, not stop you. Excuses thrive in the dark. Shine a light on them. Write down every excuse you've ever made for why you can't achieve your goals. Be brutally honest with yourself. Then one by one, challenge them. Ask, is this really true? Or is it just a story I've been telling myself? Replace your excuses with empowering beliefs. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I'm figuring out how. Instead of saying, I don't have time, say, I'm making time. Instead of saying, it's too hard, say, I'm capable of overcoming challenges. Words have power. Use them wisely. Excuses often hide behind other people's expectations. Maybe you've been holding back because you're afraid of what others will think. Let me ask you this: are you living for their approval, or are you living for your purpose? At the end of the day, their opinions don't pay your bills or fulfill your dreams. Commit to holding yourself accountable. Excuses lose their power when you have someone to call you out on them. Find an accountability partner, coach, or mentor who will push you to stay true to your word. Destroying excuses isn't a one-time event, it's a daily practice. They'll keep creeping back if you let your guard down. Stay vigilant. Every time an excuse pops up, counter it with action. Action is the antidote to excuses. Here's the reality: your potential is limitless, but your excuses are not. If you want to achieve extraordinary results, you need to take extraordinary ownership of your life. The time for excuses is over. It's time to rise, to act, and to take charge of your destiny. Time is your most valuable resource. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose opportunities and create new ones. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. Yet so many people treat time like it's infinite. They waste it on distractions, procrastination, and activities that don't move the needle. If you want to stop wasting your life, you must master your time. The first step to mastering time is understanding where it's going. For 1 week, track every minute of your day. Yes, every single minute. Write down how much time you spend working, relaxing, scrolling, eating, or doing nothing. This exercise is eye-opening because it forces you to confront the truth about how you're spending your life. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can achieve in a year. This is why planning is essential. Start each day, week, and month with a clear set of priorities. Don't just make a to-do list, make a results list. Focus on the outcomes that matter most. One of the biggest time wasters is multitasking. Science has proven that multitasking reduces productivity and increases errors. Instead, practice single tasking. Give your full attention to one task at a time, and you'll get it done faster and better. Learn to say no. Your time is finite, and every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. Guard your time like it's your most precious asset, because it is. Only say yes to things that align with your vision and values. Delegate or eliminate low-value tasks. If it's not worth your time, either delegate it to someone else or remove it entirely. Focus your energy on the things that only you can do, the things that bring you closer to your goals. Time blocking is a powerful tool. Instead of working off a vague list, schedule specific blocks of time for specific tasks. Treat these blocks as sacred appointments. When you know exactly what you're doing and when you're doing it, you eliminate decision fatigue and maximize focus. Don't confuse busyness with productivity. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're making progress. Always ask yourself, is this the best use of my time right now? If the answer is no, pivot to something more impactful. Review your progress regularly. At the end of each day, reflect on what you accomplished. Did you focus on your priorities or did you get sidetracked? Use this reflection to improve and refine your time management. Surround yourself with the right people. Let me tell you something powerful. Your environment shapes you more than you realize. You can have all the ambition, drive, and talent in the world, but if you're surrounded by people who drag you down, who doubt you, or who settle for mediocrity, they'll pull you down with them. Take a look at the people closest to you. Are they inspiring you to be your best self, or are they reinforcing your limitations? The truth is, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by complainers, you'll find yourself complaining. If you're surrounded by go-getters, you'll naturally start striving for more. Now, this doesn't mean you abandon everyone who isn't ambitious, but it does mean you need to be intentional about the energy you allow into your life. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. You can love people from a distance while choosing to prioritize relationships that lift you up. Don't forget about the importance of positive energy. Energy is contagious. If you're around people who radiate optimism, enthusiasm, and gratitude, you'll start to absorb those qualities. On the flip side, if you're around negativity, it will drain you. Protect your energy. Here's the tough part sometimes. The people closest to you, family, old friends, coworkers, may not support your growth. They might even try to hold you back. Not because they're bad people, but because your growth challenges their comfort. This is where boundaries become essential. Boundaries aren't about cutting people off, they're about creating space for your growth. If someone constantly doubts you, belittles your dreams, or pulls you into negativity, you have every right to limit your interactions. You owe it to yourself to protect your peace. But don't just wait for the right people to come into your life. Be proactive. Attend events, join groups, and seek out communities where driven, like-minded individuals gather. The more you put yourself out there, the more you'll attract the kind of people who align with your vision. Also, remember that relationships are a two-way street. If you want to attract amazing people into your life, you need to become an amazing person yourself. Be the kind of friend, partner, or colleague that you'd want to have. Give value, show up fully, and always be willing to support others. Your environment is more than just people. It includes the books you read, the content you consume, and the thoughts you entertain. Surround yourself with ideas and influences that align with your goals. Be intentional about what you allow into your mind. In the end, the right people won't just help you reach your goals, they'll remind you of your greatness when you forget it yourself. They'll celebrate your wins, pick you up when you fall, and push you to achieve more than you ever thought possible. Surrounding yourself with the right people isn't just a strategy, it's a necessity for living your best life. Embrace discomfort. Let me ask you this, when was the last time you felt truly uncomfortable? The kind of discomfort that makes your heart race, your palms sweat, and your mind scream, run if you can't remember, that's a problem. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Growth happens when you're willing to step into the unknown, face your fears, and embrace the challenges that make you stronger. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. They choose the easy path, the safe path, the path of least resistance. But here's the truth, the easy path leads to a hard life. The hard path, the one filled with challenges, risks, and uncertainty, is the one that leads to a life of fulfillment. Discomfort is where resilience is built. It's where character is forged. When you push through discomfort, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. And with every challenge you overcome, you become stronger, more confident, and more unstoppable. The first step to embracing discomfort is shifting your mindset. Instead of seeing discomfort as something to avoid, see it as a sign that you're growing. When you feel that resistance, that fear, or that uncertainty, say to yourself, this is where I'm supposed to be. Start small. You don't have to leap out of your comfort zone all at once. Take one small step every day, speak up in a meeting, try a new activity, have that tough conversation you've been avoiding. Every step you take outside your comfort zone expands it. Discomfort is temporary, but the rewards are lasting. The pain of stepping out of your comfort zone lasts for a moment, but the pride, the growth, and the success you gain last a lifetime. Don't let a moment of discomfort rob you of a lifetime of fulfillment. Here's the reality, the things you fear the most are often the things you need to do the most. Fear is a compass. It points you toward the areas where you have the greatest potential for growth. So instead of running from fear, run toward it. Celebrate your discomfort. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, take a moment to acknowledge your courage. Give yourself credit for doing something hard. The more you celebrate your small wins, the more you'll build the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. Discomfort doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means you're doing something right. It's a sign that you're growing, stretching, and evolving into the person you were meant to be. Remember, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. If you want a life that's extraordinary, you have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to take risks, to face your fears, and to do the things that scare you. Ask yourself what's the worst that could happen, and then ask what's the best that could happen. 9 times out of 10, the best case scenario far outweighs the worst. Don't let the fear of discomfort keep you from experiencing the life you deserve. Discomfort isn't a roadblock, it's a signpost. It's pointing you toward your greatest potential. So the next time you feel that discomfort, don't back down. Lean into it. Embrace it. And watch yourself grow into the unstoppable force you were always meant to be. Nothing changes without action. You can dream all you want. You can plan until the end of time. You can visualize, meditate, and hope for the best, but without action, none of it matters. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. If you're serious about transforming your life, you must commit to taking massive, focused, and consistent action. Here's the deal: most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack execution. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions. But let me tell you something: perfection is a myth. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The time to act is now. Massive action means going all in. It's not about dabbling or trying things out. It's about fully committing to your goals and doing whatever it takes to achieve them. It's about taking so much action that failure doesn't stand a chance. Stop overthinking. Overthinking is the enemy of action. It paralyzes you with fear and doubt. Instead of asking, what if it doesn't work, ask, what's the next small step I can take? Focus on progress, not perfection. Take imperfect action. So many people hesitate because they're afraid of making mistakes. But here's the truth: mistakes are part of the process. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you've even tried. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to success. Consistency is key. Massive action doesn't mean doing something once and expecting miracles. It means showing up every single day, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. It's about building habits and routines that align with your goals. Leverage your resources. You don't have to do everything alone. Find tools, systems, and people who can help you achieve your goals faster. Collaboration and delegation are forms of massive action. Celebrate progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Acknowledge your efforts, reward yourself, and use that positive reinforcement to fuel even more action. Success is built on small wins compounded over time. Create accountability. Tell someone about your goals and the actions you're taking. When you know someone is watching, you're less likely to slack off. Accountability keeps you honest, focused, and consistent. Finally, remember this: massive action isn't about waiting for motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline and commitment are what drive action. Even on the days when you don't feel like it, act anyway. Because every action you take brings you closer to the life you deserve. Here's the truth: life is precious and time waits for no one. Every moment you hesitate, every second you settle, is a moment you'll never get back. The clock is ticking, and it's not slowing down for any of us. The question isn't whether life will pass you by. The question is whether you'll step up and take control of it. You have greatness within you. You've always had it, but potential means nothing without action. It's time to stop living on autopilot. It's time to stop playing small, stop making excuses, and stop settling for less than you deserve. Surround yourself with people who fuel your fire. Master your time like your life depends on it, because it does. Take massive, relentless action toward the life you've always dreamed of, even if it scares you. Especially if it scares you. You're capable of more than you've ever imagined. The life you want isn't some distant fantasy, it's within your grasp. But you have to reach for it, you have to fight for it, and you have to believe with every fiber of your being that it's possible. The world needs your light, your energy, and your gifts. Don't rob yourself and don't rob the world by playing small. You were born for more. So get out there and take what's yours. The time to start isn't tomorrow, next week, or someday. The time to start is now. This is your moment. This is your wake-up call. Stop wasting your life and start living it fully, fiercely, and unapologetically. Go out there and make it happen. You've got this.